Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll talk about how to be ready for when the lights go out. But don't worry, just because we're talking about power outages doesn't mean we're going to be all doom and gloom. In fact, we like to think of power outages as a chance to unplug, literally, and have some fun. So grab your flashlights, and let's discover how to make the best out of a blackout. There are many potential causes of power outages, including extreme weather conditions such as hurricanes, tornadoes, ice storms, which can damage power lines and equipment failures, such as transformer explosions or malfunctioning power generators, human error, such as a utility worker accidentally cutting a power line, cyber attacks on power company systems, overloading of the power grid due to high demand, tree branches falling on power lines, natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and wildfires, aging infrastructure such as worn-out equipment and power lines, sabotage or terrorist attacks on power facilities, wildlife interference, such as birds or squirrels coming in contact with power lines. It's worth noting that some causes of power outages may be preventable through regular maintenance, while others may be unpredictable and unavoidable. In case of a power outage, it's best to have a stockpile of snacks and drinks that can last for at least 72 hours. Power outages can vary in duration. While some may be resolved within a few hours, others can stretch into days or even weeks, especially during severe weather events. Planning for a 72-hour period ensures you're prepared for a wide range of outage durations. This way, you'll have enough supplies to survive the initial panic and chaos of the outage. And if the power still hasn't come back on by then, at least you'll have a good excuse to have a survival feast with your friends and family. During a blackout, chaos and uncertainty can prevail. Supermarkets with power become crowded. Others might just be closed, and people may behave unpredictably in stressful situations. Going to the grocery store exposes you to potential risks, including confrontations or altercations. Have a mix of non-perishable items that do not require refrigeration. Consider canned goods, dried fruits and nuts, as well as items that do not require cooking, such as granola bars and crackers. When it comes to water, it's best to have a gallon per person per day for all your drinking and sanitation needs. And don't forget your best friend. This can be in the form of bottled water, giant jugs, or even filling up your bathtub. And just in case the apocalypse hits and the water supply becomes contaminated, it's wise to have a portable water filter or purification tablets on hand. Because let's be real, no one wants to drink post-apocalyptic water that tastes like rusty nails. In addition to food and water, it is also important to have other essential supplies such as flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, and don't forget any tools you might need, such as a manual can opener for your canning. Plan to have a way to cook food if you are preparing non-perishable food that requires cooking. It's important to remember that power outages can happen at any time, so it's always a good idea to have a basic emergency supply kit on hand, regardless of whether or not a power outage is expected. Here's some example of non-perishable food to have in case of an emergency such as power outages. Dried goods such as pasta, rice, and beans. Canned goods such as vegetables, fruits, and meats. Powdered or packaged soups, broths, and bouillon cubes. Jerky and dried fruits. Peanut butter, jelly, and honey. Crackers, cookies, and other baked goods with a long shelf life. Nuts and seeds. Powdered milk. Cereal. Bottles of water. These foods can be stored at room temperature for long periods of time without spoiling, making them ideal for emergency preparedness kits, camping trips, or other situations where fresh food may not be readily available. Keep the refrigerator and freezer closed as much as possible to preserve perishable items. Use ice packs to keep your food cold or frozen. If the power outage occurs during winter times, and if you have access to snow, fill up some plastic bags full of snow and put them in your refrigerator, or store your food outside into coolers. This way you will prevent from losing your food and hopefully preserving it for a few extra hours until the power return. Use coolers with ice packs for essential items. Power outages can happen at any time, and it's important to be prepared with a stockpile of food, water, and other essential supplies. In the unpredictable dance of life, power outages can be unexpected partners. If you rely on medical devices, ensure you have a backup power source or alternative arrangements. Also, keep a supply of necessary medications. Establish a communication plan with family members or neighbors. Keep a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio for emergency broadcasts. Consider investing in a portable solar charger for longer outages. Have blankets, warm clothing, and sleeping bags for winter outages. Use fans, open windows, and stay hydrated during summer outages. Ensure regular maintenance of backup power sources and emergency equipment. Stay informed about local emergency services and updates. Install outdoor solar-powered lights for enhanced security. Consider having a backup method for securing doors and windows. Being prepared doesn't mean you have to turn into a boring survivalist. After all, laughter is the best medicine, unless you're allergic to it. And remember, when the power goes out, it's time to break out the board games, tell ghost stories, and make s'mores. Who knows? You may even have more fun without electricity than with it. Prepping is centered around the idea of creating a self-sufficient and secure home environment. During a blackout, it's preferable to rely on the resources you have stored at home rather than venturing out unnecessarily. This approach aligns with the core principles of prepping, limiting unnecessary exposure, and keeping your preparedness measures discreet is vital. Going to the grocery store during a blackout might draw attention to your prepping activities, potentially compromising your security. By staying home and relying on your pre-established supplies, you enhance your personal security and reduce the risks associated with external exposure during a blackout. Share these insights with your community, ensuring that everyone is prepared for whatever challenges may arise. Preparedness is about facing reality with open eyes, understanding that the world can be unpredictable. Stay tuned for more in-depth insights into the world of preparedness. Until our next rendezvous, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and keep stockpiling. Thanks for watching.